We're back. We're back. As the great Brian Johnson of AC/DC would say, 'cause I'm back, baby. Hey, hey. So real quick, good to see you all again. I got a lot. There's a lot. Now, just so you know, I was gone for a month. I left for 5 weeks. I don't know why I just went weeks. That already sounded weird. Weeks. 5 weeks. I went 5 weeks. I was in Africa. I was in South Africa, then Botswana, Zimbabwe, Tanzania. And that we'll talk about down the road. But I just want to say there was no TV. There was no radio. There was no headlines. It was just me and nature. And it was so incredible. And then the minute I landed Friday, it was like, do you know what's going on? Everywhere I turn, like, people are getting stabbed. The National Guard is coming. We're gonna do something. Israel just bombed Qatar. It's like, oh my God, this is madness. And I want to tell you this too, real quick. While I was away, I don't know what videos were dropping because I have an incredible team and they take pieces and they send it. All I know is that I'd be in a Botswana in a tent, right? And my wife doesn't like if I go on social media. So I'd get like, oh, wow, let me go on Instagram. And I'd see, you are a Kraut Nazi son of a bitch. I'm like, what? What are these people raging about? And you know what? These guys are always in my way. Go sit somewhere. This is what blew me away. A couple of things. If you make comments to me and they're just angry, vicious, over the top, do you realize you make me laugh? Like, I'm laughing. And the reason I'm laughing, and this is what blows me away. One of my good friends, Tom, my friend from the gym back in New Jersey, would always, hey, Jim, how you doing? Hey, it's leg day. He's a little always saying, hey, today's leg day. And he'd come in, he'd do his legs, and hey, tomorrow's tummy day. It's really nice, Tom. He writes to me, stay out of politics. And this is a career ender. And I'm looking at it, something with me talking about the towers, the Twin Towers going down. How is me talking about the Twin Towers politics? That's number one. And two, you know how many times I've already heard, oh, that's a career ender? Oh, so you're not going to do shows that push the vax? Career ender! Good luck getting jobs now, pal. You super spreader. I mean, Tom, I hate to tell you, I'm still here. And by the way, I got an announcement at the end of October, a huge tour. We'll get into that stuff. But this is what I don't. This is where we as a society have to change. And what I mean by that is, let's take my friend Tom. How do you get from, where are you? What orbit are you? Are you in your car and you're listening and something triggers you to the point where you got to go, that's it. Where's my phone? I don't have Instagram, so I'm going to have to create an account. You know what I mean? That's another thing with people, the haters, the rage haters. They don't have accounts. They have 0 posts. They have 0 followers. So you create an account. You're like, I'm going to create an account just so I can send you hate. I hate you. Think of think of the control of your life. Like, what are you doing? Are you with your dog? Are you walking your dog? Are you petting your dog and giving him love? And you're like, I don't like what this human being says. So I'm gonna pick up my phone and I'm gonna type it and then I'm gonna send it. And I hope he gets it and I hope he reads it. You have no clue. When I read this, I laugh because I go, what kind of lunatic oh my God, I was called a kraut. A Nazi, anti-Semitic, racist, and I think the clip was on like me talking about my kids. I don't even know what it's about. You don't even know what it's about. Here's the other funny part, which I don't get. I don't know if you saw it, but while I was away, we dropped one of the funny How God Works. And which is huge. I think in 2 weeks, we're up to 500,000 views already for the whole thing. They're watching the whole thing. And to be quite honest with you, they're very honest stories of my life. And my intention is to help other people that have gone through these things. Now, here's where the lunacy in humanity comes from. Yes, the 500,000 people that have watched it already and they're still telling everyone. I got great comments from many people. But there's a few people, which by the way, I read a lot of the my YouTube comments pop up nonstop. So if I see a YouTube comment, I see this. I see, wow, can't believe you're like in your 50s and you're just a bitter old man. And so when I see that comment, I go, okay, what's this person relating to? And the first one I kind of ignored. I didn't know what they did. I'm like, I don't even got to bother with this. And then I saw it one more time. So this person wrote the same exact thing, but they just changed their name. Jim Breuer will never know if I change my name and I give the same exact comment, and he'll never figure out it's me. So he writes again, wow, I used to like you and Opie and Anthony, but now it's just here we are 30 years later and you're still just bitter. Did you even... So clearly he didn't listen, or she, I'm assuming it's a he. I have a hard time believing a female would go that far with her emotions. I always give a female the benefit of the doubt. There's no way a female is going to see a headline that says, I was scammed $30 million. So that's another thing. So this person's reacting off the headline. Funny How God Works. That's the main title. Funny How God Works. There's nothing bitter in there. But yet, you see, I was scammed 30. Yeah, you're a bitter old man, full of resentment. Two things. One is, you clearly didn't listen to the story because there's a lot of peaks and valleys, and it ends with a nice bow tie, and it's all true. It's all true. It's a story about, you can watch it. I'm not going to bore you. But here's the other thing. Let's say it wasn't a testimonial. How do you look at someone saying, I got scammed $30 million and go, boy, aren't you resentful? And boy, aren't you a cranky old man? Like, oh, yeah, like, if you got scammed $2, I'm sure you wouldn't be sitting there going, boy, do I feel blessed today. I mean, $30 million, I'm not talking about 1,000, $30 million, and you comment by going, I can't believe you're just like this old, resentful, washed up. This is where some people are at in society, and these people get to vote. And there'll be the same people marching about many other things that are going on. That's just, wow. There's so much other things to put your energy into. So I just wanted to start off with that in the comments. And, oh, look, Taylor Swift. Sorry, distraction. We're back. Have Have you figured out Taylor Swift is just, whenever something's going on, they're like, Sire, there's incredible things going on, and the people are starting to figure out all real news, and they're starting to figure out information. They're calling it the Great Awakening. There's many podcasts that just go, just send out Taylor Swift. She's always a great distraction. Genius, sire. Genius. How many of you bananas were sitting there going,
Did you hear that Taylor Swift got engaged? I'm so happy for you. Think she's gonna have children? I don't know. Let's talk about this some more.
all right. No, I'm a big fan. Before we even get into this, and by the way, we do have some rage baiting topics today. Like some of you are going to some of you are going to totally support me, and you're going to crack up knowing what the effects are the minute we start talking about these subjects. And right before I get into that, which I'm about to get into, and I can't wait because, anytime you bring up a vaccine topic, the hair on so many humans' asses, that's when you realize you have hair you never knew existed because it's sticking straight up. He better not say what I think he's going to say. We're going to get into it. But before that, a positive note, super positive note. Last night in Estero, Florida, I went to go see the Adam Sandler show that was live. Well, duh. But he's on tour, and listen, even if you're not a Sandler fan, and you're on the fence of seeing this tour, go see it. Because, first of all, I reached out to Rob Schneider. And I said, Rob, I kind of feel a little goofy, but, is there a way, like Sandler's playing tonight? He's like, oh, yeah, dude, I'm going to be there. I said, oh, get out. He goes, yeah, I'll leave you a couple tickets. We'll do backstage and all that. I'm like, oh, yeah. So I'll invite my daughters. And so I invite my daughter, and my other daughter's boyfriend's going. So we go there, super kind. Now, this is the best part. So we're backstage and we're by catering, and I have my daughter and my other daughter's boyfriend, and Sandler comes in, and Sandler's always super kind to me. Hey, and he's the most normal human being. Because he whether you like him or not, he's superstar. There's star, and then there's superstar. He's 50,000 feet in the air, cruising, and he walks in like he's your neighbor, and he's like, hey, is this your daughter? Hey, nice talking to you, blah, blah. But to see both my daughter's face and my other daughter's boyfriend's eye, he went like this. He went. His eyes were like the ping, and Adam's like, hey, how you doing? What's your name? He's like, I'm like, his name is Noah. And then, so, we're saying hello to everyone, and we're talking with everybody, and then the show starts, right? And I see Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice is backstage. And he looks like 90s Vanilla Ice. Doom, 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 doom. If you don't know you guys know who Vanilla Ice is? Thank God. Okay. Whew, you never know. And so the show starts, and all I can say is, first of all, everyone crushes. Schneider goes up, crushes the arena. Kevin Nealon goes up, crushes the arena. Sandler comes out, place goes bonkers. I didn't know what to expect from Adam. I saw him do stand-up back in, like, the MTV, before he was even on Saturday Night Live, and that's when I became a fan, because he'd go into these, like, quirky stories, and it's one of the first bits I saw him do was this bit on Elvis was in his refrigerator, and he just wanted to make a sandwich. But so long story short, I've always been a fan. He mixes like he'll do a bit, and then he sings a song, and the songs are hilarious because they got visuals going on behind it. And then in the middle of the show, he does this bit where he's like, who's that guy? Who's that guy? Put a spotlight on that guy. And a couple rows behind me is Kevin James, right? So now Kevin James come up, and they're doing this kind of, it's a shtick. It's a total sketch, but it's hilarious, right? And while Kevin's trying to do bit, this guy comes out of nowhere, and I thought it was part of the routine, and he has a folder. He's like, Kevin, can you just sign this thing for me? And Kevin's trying to ignore him, and Sandler from the stage is like, buddy, we're doing a bit! Get out of the way, dude! And so they continue saying, like, oh my God, is that real? Like, what just happened here? And the guy he just interrupted the bit. Freaking Adam Sandler concert in the middle, and he's trying to get an autograph from Kevin. So they do the show, and then just as you think it's coming to close, Vanilla Ice comes out, and they're doing Ice Ice Baby. Crushes the place. You think it's over. And this is where I got to say Sandler brings it, for me, to a whole... he wraps it up in a bow that's so meaningful and powerful. He did a song in the end about Chris Farley, and I had the hardest time not choking up and just bawling my eyes out, because I had interaction with Farley, not like Sandler, not like Spade, not like those guys, and I got to see that man's heart, and I got to see. So it was an incredible film that was playing. He sang this song. It was really heartwarming, and then he does this whole thank you song to comedy. And what blew me away is what Sandler put up on the screen was everything I grew up loving. Some people don't know the movie. It's a mad, 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 mad world. It's hilarious. Lauren Hardy doing March of the Wooden Soldiers. Some of you have no clue. Everything that I grew up comedy, he put up there, and thank you. So anyway, long story short, I don't have to do this, but if you're on the fence about seeing the Sandler Show live, go see it. It's worth every nickel, and I wish him nothing but greatness. And by the way, happy birthday. Today is Adam Sandler's birthday, because they sang it all last night on stage. Yeah. Now we're going to get into it. I have to prepare for the rage baiters. They're going to lose their minds right now. So, I live in Florida. I don't know if you know this for a fact, but I live in Florida. So we're going to get into this. I don't know if you know this, but the Surgeon... First of all, thank you to the Surgeon General of the state of Florida, and thank you to Governor DeSantis for backing this and letting this go. Now, I want to show you how this works. I want to show you how the fearmongers work. Don't allow them to get away with this. And I'm going to show you how these guys try to take this down. It's so comical, and it's so amazing at the same time. So I don't know if you know this, but the Surgeon General of Florida came out and said, no more vaccine mandates, period. For children, for school, none of it. Period. And he do we have that video or no? Do we have that video, Kyle? Just listen to what he says, okay? This is the Florida Surgeon General.
Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them. All of them.
Huge round of applause. No one's booing him. No booze.
All of them.
Right now, the medical industry is going, ooh, this bastard.
Yeah.
Now watch. This is something I brought up
Every last one of them.
during COVID about mandating vaccines and shaming us to try to get a vaccine and forcing it at work.
Every last one of them is wrong and drips with disdain and slavery. Okay? Who am I as a government or anyone else, or who am I as a man standing here now to tell you what you should put in your body? Who am I to tell you what your child should put in your body? I don't have that right.
Ooh.
Your body,
Ooh.
your body
Ooh.
is a gift
I can
from
feel
God.
the heat.
What you put into
I can
your body,
feel the monsters losing their mind right now.
Relationship with your body and your God.
Somebody shut him
don't
up.
Have that right.
Please,
Government
immediately.
does not have that right.
How can they let this get away with him?
And
All right, that's all we need to hear. So basically what he's saying, which they're not going to tell you, is it doesn't mean if you still want to get your kid vaccinated, knock yourself out. It's just that you don't have to do it anymore. Because every time you go to school, they go, well, you're supposed to have like 30, 40 shots before school starts. And I don't know about you, but when I went to school, you didn't need shots. You had one shot when you were born and we were done. Okay? Now it's like the yellow pox, the stuffy nose vaccine. You have the earache vaccine. You have a vaccine for your rectum. You have a vaccine for your nose hairs. You have a vaccine for cancer. You have a vaccine for everything. You have a vaccine for your nipples. You have a vaccine for everything. Hepatitis.
What if you get hepatitis? What if you get
Well, let's hope you don't do heroin. And maybe you won't get hepatitis C. I don't know. I'm just going out on a limb here. But now, watch. Listen to the words and how the news. Watch how they start with this. Ready? Watch these guys.
In general are vowing to get rid of all vaccine mandates in Florida. Everything from mumps and measles to chickenpox and hepatitis B. Now, all the vaccines that school kids currently get will still be available, but they will not be required any longer.
And as Fox 13's Evan Axelbank reports for us, it is a policy change that is raising concerns in the medical community.
Concerns?
The governor is framing this as a right of a parent to make choices for their child. Public health experts say the proof is overwhelming that vaccines work. The Surgeon General described vaccine mandates in the starkest of terms.
Every last one of them is wrong
play the next
and
news clip.
drips.
So first of all, he goes, the proof is overwhelming, but yet they never show the proof. The proof is overwhelming that these vaccines work, but they never show the proof. Where's the proof? Do you have the actual do you have the actual test? So how can you go on a network and go, there's absolute overwhelming. First of all, that guy, did you see that guy? I wouldn't trust that guy with my kid. I wouldn't trust that guy to be my Uber driver. And he's on television going, that's an overwhelming. Now, here's the great. First of all, look at these two. Look at the body demeanor immediately on the news network. You have the woman on the left who, I'm not even getting, and the guy on the right's like, this is quite a situation going on. Let's bring on the expert. Make sure you have your lab coat on, because as long as you have your lab coat on, then you look smart, and then you absolutely look like a professional. They won't listen to you unless you're a professional. I mean, look, first of all, look at this guy. You tell me he's even wearing pants? Look at this banana on the far right with his earplug. Boy, yeah, let's hear what this banana has to say.
Analyst Dr. Vin Gupta. Doctor, good morning. So first, if we could just kind of zoom out. I mean, vaccine, there's been so much conversation, right, about them, especially since COVID. But if we just think about, like, even the Hippocratic Oath, this code of ethics, standards doctors try to uphold, Chief among them is first, do no harm. Given what we know about the safety and effectiveness of vaccines, especially ones that kids have been getting just to go to school for decades, does this violate that in any way, would you say?
What would you say, Doc?
Good morning, Savannah. Yes, it does.
Thank you, hon.
Personally, I think this is scandalous so far as it pertains to public health. It's sycophantic. I mean, this is not out of the norm for LADAPO, the Florida Surgeon General, to do things that have no grounding in evidence or in the principles of public health, but to further some other political aim.
Oh, wait a minute. Go back.
Evidence or in the principle.
There's your... There's your answer. What? Trust the science. Trust the experts. I'll tell you what this is, okay? Show that other bit. You know what he's trying to... Go back to the guy. Right there. You know what he really wants to say? How dare they stop my bonuses? Don't you know if I sell more than if I get 200 vaccines to children by the end of the year, I got 30,000 bonus points from Blue Cross Blue Shield. And if I do even more, then I get 60,000. How dare they stop my bonuses? I'm gonna lose money. That's all it is. That's all it is. You think this guy cares about your health? He's sitting there going, hey, the other doctor just bought a yacht and bought a new house in Naples and Port Royal. Everyone in Port Royal is all part of the medical industry, which is why they're worth $80 billion. $80 billion? How'd you do that? From operations? Do yourself a favor. Please do yourself a favor. I don't care if you like them or not. You know what I learned a lot from? The movie Sicko. I'm going to repeat that. It doesn't matter if you like Michael Moore or not. Watch the movie Sicko, and it's going to wake you up like you've never been woken up before. He basically proves, long before this started, he started in the Bush era, and this is one of those, they all came after him, he's a leftist, he's a liberal, whatever they wanted to label him as. But the point was, he exploited that our Congress makes a lot of this, our news makes a lot of this, and our doctors make a lot of this for pushing a lot of this. And there's your overwhelming evidence that this has been working for decades. We've been paying people for decades. We're losing money, Charlie. Now, here's another thing. They want to point out Florida. How dare Florida? First of all, the man's a Surgeon General. That's number one. I don't know him from a hole in the wall. But here's the other thing. Wasn't Florida the state that during COVID was wide open? I don't think there were masks. I know there wasn't masks. And I know they didn't close anything. Why do I know that? Because I lived in New Jersey, and I kept flying to Florida. And Florida was the state that defined the entire nation. Florida has people 70 and over, 60 and over. People are flying from there's vacationers, New Yorkers, Midwesterners. They're all flying in and they're all flying out. Isn't that the state that everyone should have died during COVID? But yet they were wide open. Bars were packed, restaurants. There was no, hey, if you're walking in, wear the mask, then sit down and you can take off the mask. You're going to the bathroom, put on the mask. Okay, you're back and you're sitting down, take off the mask. You can eat your roll, take off the mask. It was none of that. These people are losing. If I dare you, if none of this was involved, they wouldn't push this that hard. I guarantee you. It's just common sense. Without this, would there be this? I don't know. Let's think about it. Your kids are getting the chicken pox. Did anyone in this room ever get this chicken pox? You never had this chicken pox? It's the best. Chicken pox was the best. It was itchy for like 2 days and you were out of school for like a week. And you'd get it like kindergarten. You were sitting there and you'd be like, oh God, everyone got the chicken pox. And the only reason you didn't want the chicken pox, the biggest thing was whatever you do, don't pick the scabs because then you'll have a scar. That was your biggest worry about the chicken pox. People were not dying. Did you hear about Charlie Fitzgerald? What? He got the chicken pox and he never came back to school. Maybe a couple people went, I don't know. I personally never heard of them. I had the chicken pox. I remember when I first got it and I felt it in my head. I was like, oh, what's this stuff? And my head was itching. And then the next day it was all over and I was like, there's gonna be no school for the next 3 days. I got the chicken pox. So that's one reason. What do you need chicken pox vaccine for? There's no reason for it. Let your kid get the chicken pox. By the way, I'm not a doctor. This is entertainment, and I don't listen to anything I say. That's all. I have no clue what I'm talking about. I'm just giving my own examples. That's all. I'm not telling you what you should do. But my God. By the way, I don't know if you knew this too. Show the kickbacks that you get from Blue Cross, here we go. Blue Cross Blue Shield pays your doctor $40,000 bonuses for fully vaccinating 100 patients under the age of 2. You want me to repeat that? Blue Cross Blue Shield pays 40. Hey, Doc. Thanks for vaccinating 100 patients under 2 years old. Here's 40 grand for you. And by the way, if you get 200 patients, we'll give you 80 grand. Now, anyone with any type of common sense would go, huh? You don't think once in a while someone, maybe your kid's going to college, maybe Doc's kid is going to college, maybe Doc has something going on, maybe they need a second mortgage. You don't think once in a while you truly trust? By the way, a lot of doctors, unfortunately, they go to school and they don't start being a doctor to at least the age of 35. Why? Because they don't graduate with their master's to what? They're in their late 20s. Then they have to study under someone. And now they're in debt. They're in debt. You don't think they need some cash? I'm not saying all of them are like that, but when you read that you get, I don't know about you, but if I got $40,000 bonus for anything, I might cross the line here or there. $80,000? But here's the thing, that's if you vaccinate children under 2 years old. Now I want you to do your homework. You look at the age of how many vaccines kids get over the last 30 years. And you tell me how many kids you've known over the years that are getting cancer earlier, have diseases earlier, or having operations soon as they're born. I have 3 kids in my family that had to have surgeries within a week of they were born. I know 2 children in my family that had cancer before they were 5 years old. This was unheard of growing up. Unheard of. But the evidence is overwhelming that this works. Well, then show us. And then I dare you to do it without bonuses. Watch the movie Sicko. Please. I'm not saying it's all facts. I'm saying you'll start to understand a little bit more before they throw it. That's another thing. The word, what are you, an anti-vaxxer? Are you an anti-vaxxer? Yes, I am. Go crazy now with the comments. Can't believe he says an anti-vaxxer. I'm an anti-vaxxer. I don't know what to tell you. I have a friend. He had a Walmart. He had a little Walmart Band-Aid, And I said, Todd, what are you doing? You're 50 years old. You're in shape. You're walking every day. You work out. He's like, shingle shot. Shingles? You don't want the shingles. And that's another thing. People that get the flu shots. You don't want the flu. No, I don't. But did you notice how the flu just disappeared during COVID? Amazing. Maybe it was the vaccine. I don't know. Okay. I'm sweating already. Are the people angry? Are they cool? Are you guys all right?
They're really supporting, yeah.
Okay, you cool? You get it? Watch that movie Sicko, trust me. You're gonna, but do you see how they're like, the words they use are like overwhelming and just, it's ridiculous that this guy is saying. He's not saying anything. He's basically saying it's no longer a law, which it never was. It's no longer a mandate, which means you can still get your kids vaccinated. And which still goes under the wacky thought process of if you think your vaccine works for your little kid under 2 years old, what are you worried about if the other kids don't get it? Your kid's safe, no? Well, if he's not safe, then what are you getting a vaccine for? Because the overwhelming evidence is that it works. Well, then what are you worried about? What is the big worry? If you still want to stick that needle in your kid, then you're safe, right? Why do we need these guys going, we need to install more fear. We cannot lose our money. We will not have our industry destroyed. If I were to think like organized crime, I try to think when pharmaceutical got really big. And if you think about it, organized crime was a lot of shipping and handling and stuff like that. The drug lords were absolutely crushing. What better way to get drugs into the system and vaccinate people than to start sending people to school and buying off judges and buying off Congress and buying off everyone to make sure everyone makes $1 trillion. How much does the vaccine industry make? Does it make a few dollars? Does it make billions, trillions? That's what always cracks me up with the people that absolutely lose their mind about vaccines. They never look into the profit. And I said this once and I'll say it again. My neighbor in New Jersey worked for a major vaccine company. And we were on the street in Chester, New Jersey. And he said to me, why won't you get vaccinated? I said, because I don't know what it is. And he tried to explain to me what it does. And I went, that still doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not going to do it. I said, what about all the bad effects, the side effects? And he thought for 2 seconds on my life. It was the most haunting moment that I'll never forget. And he went, the good outweighs the bad. Do you know what that truly means? The amount of money that industry makes for the kid that has a heart problem now, the kids that have dropped dead on the football field, the amount of people that have cancer, the amount of people that got cancer immediately, the amount of people that have autism, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. As long as they make this. Oh, the love of money. That's the true evil. No, money. Not the love of money, because even money can bend your morals. You know, if I'm working at a school and the school says if you don't take the shot, you lose your job. Now, this person has 3 children at home. They're trying to make ends meet. Do they love money? No, but they need money because the system, as we know it, the one-eye symbol in the corner, Taylor loves doing that. That's not a love for money. That's a slave to money. And the slave to money, we always bend the rules. Everything resorts around this. Whoever created money, whoever creates the system, they're the puppeteers of our enslaved world. I don't know how we're ever going to get out of it, but let's just be kind to one another, but just stop the nonsense. Trust the science. Okay. Trust the person with the lab coat. Okay. Okay. Oh boy, the comments are gonna be great on this one. There's the rage baiters like, you should stick to comedy, says the fat finger in the car. Sitting there slopping down the French fries. Okay. This picture, now I have a question. When the pictures come up, does YouTube see this picture or they see me looking at the picture?
They see both. They see you in the corner.
Huh? They see me and the picture. Now, am I the only one? First of all, I asked everyone, what is this? What is this? First of all, who's this guy? Does anyone know who the far left guy is? Who's the guy on the far left? We have the far left, looks like he's got a drop of deuce, but he doesn't want to be disrespectful and leave the room. Then we have Zuckerberg, Trump, Melania, Bill Gates. I'm not sure who the other two in the end did. Okay, listen. I know there's a lot of Trump fans, and I couldn't stand the Biden administration. I was all for a lot of things. What is this? What is Trump, Zuckerberg, and Bill Gates? Are we watching a movie? Are they making fun of all humanity? Because this has nothing to do with politics. Let's all take some common sense here for a minute. Just common sense. Maybe I'm crazy. Wasn't Zuckerberg the guy who pretty much censored all medical information? Wasn't Zuckerberg the person that went on trial and he was asked all these questions? And wasn't he the person that also supposedly also helped push the election a certain way? Now, I don't know about you, but if I was a poll stealer, I think I'd be in prison right now. Right? Isn't that the thing? If you steal ballots or you somehow steal or persuade a vote in a way that's controlling, is that illegal? Wasn't he the bad guy? Wasn't he the bad guy? And there he is right next to Donnie. And then Bill Gates. Isn't that the vaccine guy? Isn't that the depopulator guy? Is that the... Am I crazy? Am I crazy? So let's say this is a movie. Let's say this is a movie. So on one side, you have Zuckerberg, who's like, only I will determine who gets to read the real information. First of all, he's not even like that. He's like this. Did you ever see when he looked like a robot? Did you ever see that? Do we have that video? Okay, first of all, this is, put both these pictures. We're not watching a movie. You're going to tell me, and I brought this up before, about the whole central casting, and I don't believe that was Biden, and sometimes I don't believe it's Trump. I'm sorry. I'm not here to piss you off. I'm just saying I watch. Some guys are a little rounder faces than the other. Some Trumps look different than the other. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm crazy. You're telling me both these people the same? This is Zuckerberg and that's Zuckerberg? How did Zuckerberg get blue eyes? First of all, he has charcoal black eyes on the bottom. That's a robot. Look at him. He's a robot. He's a robot. And look at him on top. Hey, I'm cool. Hey, you want to have a beer? You want to watch the game? On the bottom, I am Zuckerberg. I am here to talk to you. Watch that video. He does this. And. So these are like characters from the Avengers, but these are the bad guys. So Zuckerberg, here he is. Right there, here's another one. This guy is the same as the other two guys? You're really going to look me in the face and you're going to tell me that? You're going to sit at home and you're going to tell me they're all the same people? Okay. If you're convinced of that, no problem. I'm crazy. So now you have Zuckerberg, the great character Zuckerberg, sitting on one side and show Bill Gates. Let me show you something about Bill Gates a lot of you never seen. No, yeah. Do you have this video?
This is the Zuckerberg one where he looks like a robot.
Look at him. What is that? Yes, I am here. Make him look left. Nod. Okay, blink once. Blink once. Okay, blink. Look to the left. Blink. Yes, nod the head. Nod the head. Great. It needs a little bit more oil. Turn the other way. Look human. Look human. Look at this guy behind him going, are they falling for it? Are they falling for it? Do they realize it's a robot? Are the American people still buying this? Boy, we can sell them anything, huh? How about more vaccine rollout? I'm not crazy. I know what I just seen. Okay? Now I'm going to blow your mind. A lot of people don't know this about Bill Gates. Did you know he was on an investigation years ago? Now look at this. Before you even look at this video, Bill Gates is being interrogated. And while he's being interrogated, he's like this the whole time. Definitely not me. Yeah. And I dare you to listen to this whole interrogation because they ask him things and he goes, I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean? What do you mean by thinking? He basically, I don't know for a fact, do your own research. I don't know for a fact. But from what I understand, isn't he the mastermind during Microsoft and all that pretty much had a monopoly? So what he was capable of doing, and I don't know if he did, which is why he's under investigation here, is basically he was able to create a bug, and he was the only one with the cure. Now, he would never, ever just throw out bugs on purpose. I mean, who would do that? Who would do that? How did he make trillions of dollars? How did Bill Gates make all that money? Watch this man being interrogated. This is a human being that still is in our lives, and he's sitting next to Trump. Right next to him. Look at this guy. Watch this. Look at him. Play the interrogation. Look at this.
1:48. We are going back on the record. This is tape 3 of the videotape deposition of Bill Gates on September 2nd.
He wants to depopulate the world. Look at him. Look at him.
Exhibit 390.
He looks crazy. Huh? What? You think he's guilty here?
You know what this looks like? You ever watch Another 48? You ever watch the TV show Another 48? And they finally find the guy, they're like, we found the gun. And we found your fingertips, and we found your fingerprints, and your semen and everything right on the dress. And the guy's doing this, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. No, we found your footprints in the driveway. We found your blood drops in the doorway. We found the gun and your fingerprints on the gun. I don't know nothing. No innocent person goes, if I got caught, if my wife goes, are you high right now? And I'm high. I'm going to go, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Or I'm going to go, if I'm going to say, I'm like, you got me. This is who we look up to. And then after this, did he change his whole persona? Did he use billions and trillions of dollars to create a brand new person where he invested tens of millions into vaccines? Is that a fact? I believe it is. So he can make a profit? Oh, yeah. Did you know this about Billy? He loved flying planes. And you know where Billy loved doing? Bill, where'd you love going? Epstein's Island. He loved it. Today at Epstein's Island, they'll be having children galore. Multiple times. Multiple times. Many years, Bill Gates made deals and spent time with Epstein. He even admits to it. And listen to what he says here when a reporter asks him about Epstein. He can't handle... Tell me this is not an Avengers character. He's sitting there, he's like this. He's like, yeah, well, he's dead. So, listen to this guy.
I've said I regretted having those dinners. And there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so, in general, you always have to be careful.
Look at the smirk on his face. Well, he's dead. Old Jeffrey's dead, so, I flew a couple times on a plane, and then after I found out what he did, we had a couple more dinners and flew. Oh, he's dead. So, no big deal. Let's roll out the vaccines and depopulate humanity and then have a meeting with Trump. Trump, what's going on? What was the agenda? This is so over here you have, I shall determine what information will be heard. I will control voting for the rest of American history. I will determine what president will get in. I will determine what vaccines and what they'll say about the vaccines. And I shall depopulate the world and get on airplanes where children are. And I'll go play with the children, with Epstein on his wonderful island, not once but multiple times. And then one day we'll be sitting next to Trump. I love everything that's going on, but someone's got to tell me what is the agenda of two of the most horrific, horrifying people to humanity, in my personal opinion, sitting next to the president. Our president. A lot of people that you voted for. Am I wrong to just ask a question? You're the Avengers. Over here, you're like, I shall depopulate the world through vaccines, and I will block out the sun. He wants to block out the sun, and I'll put little diseases into mosquitoes, and I'll release them in Florida. I use my billions of dollars to make meat, fake meat, and sell it to the children. I shall buy the land, and I shall control all information. And one day, we'll be with Donald Trump. I don't know what's going on. I'm just begging you, the viewer, can we find out what this is about and why these two human beings are with him? I'm confused by it. And nobody's talking about it. Quick! Get Taylor Swift! I'm a distraction. Never mind what's sitting at the table. Like, what is going on? What is going on? I'm staring at rhinos and lions and elephants. Elephants are cool, dude. Elephants, dude, they're just like people. Like when there's a baby elephant, they act like it's the president. And you roll up on the Jeep and all the other elephants are like, put the kids over there. I'll be watching this guy. I don't know who you are, but I'd watch it if I was you, pal. How we doing over there? Got the kid? Okay, we're ready to keep going. And when the elephants are done with you, they do this little, yeah, that's what I thought. They twirl their head. Yeah, that's what I thought. And then I come back here, and there's Zuckerberg and Bill Gates sitting with Trump. And nobody's like, yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah, that was a little meeting about, it was a little meeting about what? About what? And this is why I just question things. What, are we all a joke? Are we the joke? Are they laughing their asses off of this? They are, aren't they? Is this a script? Because I don't like the script anymore. I don't like it. I keep hearing it's a movie. Well, I don't like the movie anymore. I don't like it. The guy on my left, he kept information from me. He kept information from my family. He kept information from people that could have saved human lives. So I consider him murder. He helped with murder. If you died, if I could have saved your life and I held that information, what do you call me? What do you call me if I have the information to help your life? What do you call me if I hold that information and you pass away? Is that not what Zuckerberg did? And on the other side is the man that wants to block out a sun. He wants to depopulate the world. He dictates if your child, my child, lives or not. Do you comprehend that? And they're sitting with the president of the United States, whether you're for Trump or not. What's going on, man? Are we all just little ants and they're just spraying us with Raid, laughing in our faces? I don't know. I leave that up to you. I don't know. That one really got to me. That one really got to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. I need Donnie to say something. I need more distractions. I don't want to hear about all the distractions. Someone got stabbed. Yes, it's horrible. But can we get back to the two psychopaths sitting in the White House? The two psychopaths. I know it hurts. Trust me, it hurts. It's not politics. It's just a question. That's the difference. It's not politics. Stop making everything politics, Tom. I'm talking to you, Tom. Stay out of politics. It's not politics. It's a question. Psychopath to the left, psychopath to the right. Who's in the middle, and why are they having these people in there? And, you know, some people say, well, that's what Trump does. He puts them in the spotlight. They're already in the spotlight. They've already proven themselves. They already prove what they do. What are we supposed to like them now? You know, Zucky, crazy guy. You know what? You held back information. It's all good. It's all good. You know what, Billy? It's all good. Block out the sun. Depopulate. Go ahead. Let's kill some more people because you have the power and money to do it. Why would you want to build homeless shelters? That's stupid. Why would you want to build shelters that held children the needy? That's stupid. Let's block out suns when we got money. Let's buy farmland and make our own food out of like dead meat or whatever you make it out of. Let's do that. Let's do that. And we'll have a big setting with the president. We'll take a picture. Why? When are we going to realize I truly think this is all just... I'm waiting. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the little people, midgets, whatever you want to call out. Yeah. Next, here it comes. First, we're rolling out Zuckerberg. No one will ever get information. I'll control it all. I'll control votes. I shall block out the sun and vaccinate all. I'm the depopulator. I'm waiting for the elephants to go by. with the people on the elephants or the guy in the stilts. Are you enjoying the circus? I mean, you can't. Maybe you should take this whole show on the road. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. All right, I'm getting too wound up. With that said, what is the next? What are we talking about?
Bill Gates with the worker that was called in his house with all the files.
Oh, did you know that about Billy? One of his workers a couple years ago got caught with some really bad stuff on the computer. Now, what are the odds of a worker for Bill Gates having really horrific videos of kids on their computer, and also Bill Gates going to a place where kids were taken, going there multiple times? I don't know, but all I know this. How's the food in the White House, Billy? Can we get an update? Food was great. Me and Bill had a good time. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about depopulation, and everything's going to be okay. Me and Bill are sort things out. I'm concerned, man. Yeah. I want answers on that one, so I'll leave that up to you. The end of October, I'm announcing tour dates. And I think there's going to be about 60 tour dates coming for 2026. So I just want to let you know, I'll be announcing that most likely the end of October. I have not performed since last year. And I'm also going to have special dates in Estero, Florida. And those shows are Funny How God Works shows. And you're only going to be able to see them there. And the minute those tickets go on sale, we'll let you know. They're going to sell out really quick. We're doing them at a church called, Ocean? Yeah, I want to thank them for letting us do it there because they're letting us use their equipment and work out the whole. It's going to be really cool. I've been waiting to do this my whole life, which is why we're doing the videos of Funny How God Works. And a lot of you have been watching that. And that's, I think, is really important for a lot of people, to unite a lot of people. What's the last video I had? I want to leave on somewhat of a high note here. I don't want to do Taylor Swift. She's the great. This guy. This is how many people in your life are always negative? You know how many people, like they always, every conversation is like, this sucks and I can't believe this. And a lot of that happened during the last couple of years. And that's another thing. It could be whether it's politics, it could be health or whatever, and all the rage that's going to come from today's show. Hopefully a lot will be positive and thought-provoking, but there will be people absolutely losing their minds. But this guy's pretty cool. I just started following this guy. I don't know who he is, but listen to what he says. It's kind of cool.
Negative emotions come from inside you. Negative emotions are not contained in external situations. Negative emotions are not caused by other people or other situations. Negative emotions are caused by your response to other situations. Perfect example. The same person, 2 different days. One day they've had an argument or a flat tire or they're late for work, they get into a traffic jam and they're angry and they're uptight. The next day, they leave with plenty of time, they had a lovely breakfast with their family, they got lots of time to get to work, they have a traffic jam, it doesn't bother them at all.
Right.
In both cases, it's an example of that the negative emotion does not come from the situation. Is that you are always free to choose the quality of your emotional life. Is that you choose to become angry. Now understand this, nobody makes you feel anything. Nobody makes you feel angry. Nobody makes you feel tense. Nobody makes you feel upset. You always decide how you're going to feel, and then if you're not careful, you will fall into a negative habit pattern of blaming the other person. Blame is the core of all negative emotions. When you stop blaming, you cut down the negative emotion tree. You cut it off, you kill it, and all the negative emotions die simultaneously.
What do you think of that? So basically, and I started feeling that a couple years ago, where I didn't understand that at first, where it's basically you control your negative thoughts and you control you control your emotions. So if I come up to you and I go, like my friend Tom, My Tom said, you just ended your career and you should stay out of politics and you're this and you're that. I can either be, it's up to me how I choose how I'm going to react to that. And I find it comical because I see he's the one losing his mind. He's the one that chose to be extremely angry, extremely negative, didn't give anything that I put out there a thought. He just reacted. People just react. I see it in my own like close circles too, where I truly think the more we take our time with reacting to things and just absorbing it for a second. Now, you know, sometimes you can't do it. If you're getting stabbed in the neck or something, that's a whole different thing. You know, you can be like, I'm not going to react in a hostile way. You know, I just got punched in the face and there's people jumping. I'm talking about comments, especially comments of people say to you. It's really how you are going to react to that. And if you're going to allow that negative energy into your life, and if you wake up and you find yourself, I had to get rid of a couple real good friends because all they would do all day long is send political stuff and do you believe this is going on? Do you believe that's going on? Do you believe this is going on? I can't believe they do. I can't believe that. And this is what I tell you. So what? What are you going to do about it? It's no different than watching a movie and you're like, I can't believe he fell for that person in the movie. I can't believe they're going to do it. I can't believe that's how it ended. You're just watching a movie. It's like looking at a tree. I can't believe this is going on. I can't believe you're wasting your energy, and all that energy is negative. We don't have a lot of time here. We're on borrowed time. And I tell you, you know, a lot of you don't have the opportunity to go away and spend time with no media, with no news, with no headlines, with none of it, politics, none of that. Those are all divisive things to make you think differently and give you negative thoughts. Being away, seeing people just so kind to one another, I know we have that capability. I don't know what controls us. I really don't. I don't know how this started. I don't understand this place. Some people call it the Matrix. Some people put whatever. But all I know is maybe one day I pray to God that this or whatever will pump out 24/7 information of positivity and how to be kind to one another and do kind gestures and smile more and just do good things for one another and help each other out and give advice or knowledge of experience. It's really not that hard. And I feel that the more time we invest in that, the quicker many of us will start healing. So do your best to keep negative energy out of your life. Do your best. It can't hurt. It really can't. Thanks for hanging out today. As soon as we got those dates, I'm going to let you know. Like I said, I think I'm doing about 60 dates that I'm looking at. It's going to be like March and April of next year, maybe the end of February. I'm going to start telling you all the cities we're going to be hitting once we're locked in. But two of the things I'm most excited about is just funny how God works. And I'm being honest with you when I tell you my whole life, I've been waiting to tell these stories because I know they're going to help and heal people. I know. I already see the comments. I already see people reacting to them. And I don't know, maybe that's a step in the right direction. I hope it is. So if any of them help you, then I didn't do my job. I did my job listening to him. Because that's what I ask. How can I help you for all the great things you did for me? And that's the way I do it. So thank you for everything. I'll see the comments. I'm sure I'll see some doozies. But thanks for hanging out. You guys are amazing. And the show keeps building. Who knew? We'll see you next Tuesday. Jim Breuer Live. Later YouTube, later Instagram, TikTok, all you guys.